Ready? And... Hi guys! Jake and MJ! Back again for more live reactions to Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Take sunglasses, throw them away. And the return of MJ. And the return of our old couch. After all this time.
So the couch we've been using for the past, 5 years doesn't actually belong to us.
Yeah.
It belonged to a friend who was living in a space too small to use it. She moved. She took her couch back.
Yep. She finally has room for it again. You can scoot a little closer, actually.
No, I'll sink in the hole.
Oh, okay. Never mind that.
That's the problem with this couch, is that it just...
Oh, yeah.
Closer you get to the middle.
That's fair.
Right now I'm on a stable portion, so I'm going to stay here.
Okay, just letting you know that you're on, the edge of the camera.
I know.
Oh.
That's why I had to reach down here and adjust this one slightly, because I was actually a little bit off the camera.
Fair enough. So yeah, our friend moved yesterday/today, so I may have been a pack mule for the last 24 hours. Which I'm very
truck driver.
I'm a very good pack mule.
You are, baby.
I'm quite talented at it.
Oh, and I got a new nose
just
ring.
a little sore. So
this is what I wanted. The other one I just got pierced. Oh, congratulations, Chris! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Chris!
I like this design better.
Yeah, I'm just I have to admit, it does feel very nostalgic to have this couch back on camera, just because this was the one. This is the Power Reviews couch.
This is Database Rangers couch.
We haven't really used this couch much for live reactions at all.
This couch is trying to die.
Yes, this couch is very much on its last legs.
When we moved it over here, we
parts of it tried to grab the floor.
Some of the springs from inside that aren't actually connected to anything anymore.
Yeah.
Were connected to the floor.
So that was interesting.
Yeah.
But I managed to move it over here and prop it up a little bit.
And happy birthday to the A-Games as well!
Oh, happy birthday to A-Games too! Wow, double birthday! Nice.
The sky. No,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Alright, looks like we got people coming in. How many people are we up to now?
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody mentioned
the
DuckTales.
You'll realize why when we get to the episode title. But yeah, so it's been a very exhausting couple days moving furniture.
Red, low battery.
I think I'm just corroded battery at this point.
Jake doesn't hold a charge anymore.
And then when it was all done, then I had to move this couch into place.
Right, because this couch, of course, was over.
Yeah,
there. This is the couch that I was laying on when I was sick last week.
Yeah. And I do still have some footage left to film with it, which is really half the reason we still even have it.
Yeah, we probably would have replaced it by now because it is that dead. It's full of old pillows because it doesn't actually.
Yeah.
Like I said,
the
springs are no longer attached to anything except for possibly the floor.
I may have reinforced it with cardboard 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, there's also some 2x4s. Yeah. This couch is more repair than original couch at this point.
Yeah.
So it will probably.
But it is still a historical part of the show. So
yeah, at least until you finish filming with it.
Yeah, and I'm getting.
It probably won't make the next move.
Yeah, I'm getting close.
The next time we move, this couch will probably go.
I really only have maybe one episode's worth of footage left to get with the couch at this stage.
I mean, if you want to go ahead and do that, then when we go down to the the rehabilitation or whatever they call that store, it's a furniture store run by Habitat for Humanity.
But I have actually shot.
We might get a set.
The final shot of the couch already. That was something I shot.
That was something we shot, wasn't it?
That was something we shot like maybe.
Didn't we shoot that at the old apartment?
Yeah, that was about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago, I shot.
3 years
we shot
and 2 apartments ago.
The last.
Well, the last one was a house, but 3 years and 2 dwellings ago.
Dorm building, whatever. But yeah, we filmed the last scene with the couch 3 years ago now, over 3 years ago now. But there's still more stuff I need to take care of. Yeah. But it's almost there. All right, so I think we probably have
I don't know,
plenty of people, as much as I'm sure our furniture discussion.
Absolutely riveting.
Why must we talk about a couch being shot? We mean that it's no longer in quality condition.
No.
Slash.
You were shooting the couch.
Also,
I'm talking about film.
I was also talking about film. The couch is shot, but we've also completed filming shots with the couch.
Yes,
yes, I know, very controversial. So
my back hurts already from trying to sit up on this couch.
Yeah, I know. You need to grab a pillow, or are you okay?
I need to put my leg under me, I think.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, we good to go?
I think so.
All right, so let's check out episode 18.
This is not a sitting couch. This is a in couch.
Yeah, for flipping. All right, episode 18 of Power Rangers Beast Morphers, rewriting history.
Look at that bird. Animals are truly amazing.
He loves humanity.
We've been looking all over for you. What's so fascinating? I was wondering, is having a pet a common thing for humans?
Totally. They're great companions. I used to have a pet.
Can I have a pet? He wants a pet.
Mom gave me a turtle named Napoleon when I was 6. We used to swim in the bathtub together.
This is so cute.
You swim in the bathtub with your turtle?
On my legs every night.
That is so cute.
It's time I really explore my
Oh, we're getting the blinking.
You are gonna look after a pet.
Sure, why not? Caring for an animal is a big responsibility.
You really shouldn't take your turtle in the bathtub with you, by the way, because
Yeah, the soap.
turtles harbor salmonella.
Give me some
Oh, yeah,
credit.
that's another
I
thing.
can totally take care of a pet on my own. Remember, I have animal DNA in me. I'll be a natural.
Tell you what, bro. If you can take care of a potted plant for a whole week, I'll take you pet shopping.
This is so cute.
Piece of cake. But where do I get a plant?
Come on, I'll take you to the flower shop.
Great. You won't regret this.
Steal.
No, but
I feel like this is a highly compressed timeline. Most people can take care of a potted plant for a week because it takes them over a week to die on their own usually.
Yeah.
Make it 2 weeks.
Oh, the memory pulsator.
Rest in peace, Jake and MJ's couch. Yeah, it will at some point. He said the same thing.
What is up with this memory pulsator?
You're gonna rewrite history
Ooh.
by rewriting memories.
Ooh. Oh, it's emitting Wi-Fi, I think. That's what those 3 curved lines mean. Wow, this is immediately effective.
Man, can you imagine if somebody's
Wow.
This is more effective than FM radio, by which I mean seems to be more reliably hitting the entire city. Nobody's like in a parking structure and unable to get good signal. What's going on here?
Because I'm gonna replace their memories. Right now, Great Battle Force remembers Blaze and Roxy becoming evil avatars.
Ooh. Oh.
But that is about to change. Now my memory pulsator is beaming a new memory directly into the mind
This
of
is
everyone in Great Battle
intensive.
Force.
This is not good. This
They will believe a very different sequence of events.
is not good.
Blaze and Roxy turning into evil avatars. They will be tricked into thinking Blaze and Roxy have become heroes.
This is This is bad.
We are the Power Rangers.
The team that you can trust.
Oh. Oh.
With no idea that their memories are false.
This is
So
really
is somebody who
diabolical.
thinks she's a lab assistant, or?
Hi, Nate. What am I doing in the lab?
This
Doing
is...
laundry.
She thinks she belongs back in the laundry.
Yeah.
See ya.
This is,
She must think she's there because of her crush on her.
You're
something.
so adorable.
Now,
All
Steel...
green and leafy. I really want a puppy named Spot.
So
I
what...
think I'll name you Spot.
So, is Steel immune to all this?
Kevin,
It appears so.
Yes, he is.
and what's this weird energy? Whoa! A robot! Where did you come from? It's me, Steel. Nate's brother, the mighty Silver Power Ranger. Ha! Good one.
And
That energy.
Devin's not a Power Ranger anymore.
No, he's
You
not.
know you're
Neither
the
is
Red
Zoe.
Ranger,
She thinks she belongs in the laundry.
Dude, you have a morpher.
Is it
Yeah, you
just
want to
me,
explain the morpher
or
on
is
your
there
wrist to me,
something
good
wrong
sir?
with his memory?
Oh, but right now it's still a bracelet. So that can be brushed aside a little bit. Although he'll be weirded out by the bracelet. Oh man, we still haven't gotten to the opening credits yet.
But we're friends. Think, Spot. What'll convince him? Aha! How would you like to try out Grid Battle Force's simulator? Wait, you can get me into their simulator? Sure I can. Just follow me.
Now,
Of course I can.
does everyone else remember Steel or not?
This place is pretty
Steel? I would assume that everybody else remembers Steel. They just don't remember, because I'm gonna guess that he's still.
Well, they erased
I think they erased.
the memory of Evox.
You were all there when Evox turned Blaze and Roxy evil. We fought them dozens of times. Yeah, right. Cool story, bro. If that's true,
I don't know.
why are they acting like friends?
If that's the case, then
This a
is
mystery
Nate
to
still a
me,
Power
too.
Ranger?
First, you don't remember
That's what
being
I'm
a
wondering.
Ranger, and now this? Wait. That's gonna be their evil plan. Evox has done something to mess with everyone's memories. Then how come you remember stuff? Well, I guess because I'm one of a kind. The bad guys always forget that I'm half human, half robot. Their mind tricks don't pull my circuits.
Oh, they. So,
You two are trespassing.
They don't
Then
remember
must be
Steel.
affected too. Those are Grid Battle Force communicators.
Who'd you steal those from? Hand them over.
Where did this come from? Sure, take it. No, Devin, wait.
Yours too, Buster.
Sorry, guys, but this is mine.
Then you leave us no choice.
Honestly,
Then to do
he's
what?
a robot. Look at him. Shouldn't you be more like, don't you belong in the lab or something?
Detach arm.
That's right. We've established he can do that.
Follow me. Hurry.
This is a really good episode. Okay, this is genuinely funny.
Stop spanking him. That's weird.
That's fair.
I think we're in the clear. Ah, there you are. Detachable limbs sure are handy.
That's true.
Now they've got both our wristcoms. We
No.
need them to access our morphers.
They came off when they were pulling on his arm.
Apparently so.
Turns us into Power Rangers. No.
Oh, Gargoyle.
We meet again. Jeez, who was that?
Power Rangers, bow, wow, go go Power Rangers, bow, go.
Oh, the cats are confused because there's no room for them next to me. This is
It's
a much
morphin'
narrower
time.
couch.
For justice we fight, with beast morphin' might, together we rise. Bow, wow, wow, wow.
Go,
Bow,
go,
bow,
Power.
bow. Rangers, go go Power Rangers, Power Rangers, beast morphers. Oh man, so much has already happened during this first
Oh, that
act.
would have been cool. Rotisserie Soups, it would have been cool if they would have changed the,
Oh, the opening credits. Yeah, that would be great.
We didn't come to play. We came to slay.
Oh man, this is a really good premise. Hope they stick the landing. This is great. Because I was wondering whether or not they would remember Steel in this time in this rewritten memory timeline, and they wouldn't, because there would have been no reason for Steel to exist, which admittedly is an oversight on Evox's part. Like, the Steel in and of himself, even if they had rewritten his memory, his existence is
it's
an
even
issue.
worse than the communicator on Devin's wrist.
Yeah, like they really should have attacked Steel.
It would have been similar to the weird Mageddon intro to Gravity Falls. Jake loves Gravity Falls.
Ooh, you still haven't seen Weird Mageddon yet. We still have the final few episodes of Gravity Falls left for you to watch.
Yep.
But yeah, I have journal number 3.
I got it for him.
Oh look, hon, Hedwig.
I can tell you something. Snowy owls are much bigger than that.
Fair enough.
And much harder to keep as pets. There was this unfortunate uptick in people wanting owls for pets right after Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
They all became abandoned owls.
But yeah, the thing the villains really should have done would have been to abduct Steel to keep him from existing in this new memory timeline. Like, either make sure that he somehow fits into the rewritten memories, or remove him. Because, like, it does seem as though there are some limits. That they basically just removed a singular core memory.
With crashing Hot Wheels cars? Every generation has had a new figure 8 set that is specifically designed
to
crash the cars.
Yes, they do still have that Yabba Dabba Doo commercial. Still a thing. But yeah, I do enjoy when shows
I feel like that
play with their opening credits. It's a fun thing. And I feel like not enough shows do that anymore, because not that many shows really have opening credits in the way that they used to. Like,
Daisy? Who's Daisy?
Oh. Barbie's friend. She's got those. Barbie can make new friends.
It's gotta be a new friend.
Okay, so there's an evil bubble that is attacking SpongeBob, apparently.
Baby, Barbie's friend. Oh, what was it? Erica or something, maybe? I forgot. She had a friend in my day, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't remember. Alright. Back to Beast Morphers. Let's see what happens. They're up against Vargoyle now. That's not a good thing.
He's got that Neon Genesis Evangelion Lilith mask thing going on.
So, you remember me, huh? Then Scrozzle's memory
You
pulse didn't work on everyone after
You
all.
probably shouldn't have said we meet again. You didn't. What?
There's one at the TV station.
What?
Which means it's perfectly positioned to send a signal
Vargoyle.
Look at you.
Vargoyle.
Getting all clever. Too bad
You just gave away the game, man.
Hold spot for me, will you? I got this.
Oof.
He probably is the strongest
Yeah.
on Morph.
Well, yeah, he should be.
Hey, leave my new robot buddy alone.
Just pipe to the head.
Don't worry.
That was great.
Careful, Dylan.
Oh!
Oh, are you able to, like, subconsciously access your cheetah powers?
He should be able to still use his cheetah powers.
Right, what I'm asking is, can he use them without knowing he has them?
Yeah, and Devin is taking care of his plants, and it's great.
This plant is the egg baby of the episode.
And it's super cute. It's something that doesn't need to be in there, but it adds something.
Yeah, totally.
It feels like it shouldn't, but it does.
Yeah, we know he's a
Whoa.
random Matteroid.
No! Oh, but this just...
Really? This taught him to use his cheetah powers again?
And then he's like, well, it's actually pretty good trigger. It's an instinctual reactive kind of thing.
No kidding.
You gotta get a wrist comps back. Coming right up. All right.
Oh, there he goes. Great. Ooh, no! Spot! Spot's on fire and... Oh. Oh. No! Oh, Spot. Nice. Good job.
Just over here.
He got thrown in the trash. Oh. Oof.
Are you okay? I was lucky.
I landed on about 2 feet of mats that are not there anymore.
Poor Spot.
Oh.
He's gone.
Sorry about your plan.
If I could take care of Spot for a week, my brother was going to give me a pet. But not anymore. And I don't deserve one. I couldn't save Spot or the city.
One thing I've heard about Power Rangers is that they never give up.
This is so cute.
Last week's Robotron theme was a cotton candy machine.
Yes, it was.
I'll miss you,
They did
Spot.
not acknowledge that, but it was.
All right. We gotta get to that TV station and destroy the device that's messing with everyone's memories.
All right.
Thanks. Now, I'll teach you a thing or two.
Oh wait, so it's gotta be continual?
Oh,
Because they're talking about just destroying the device that's messing with everyone's memories.
yeah, that.
Yeah,
No,
if you guys
probably.
had packed up the spare mega transporters, that would be swell.
Happy to help.
Okay. I guess laundry can wait.
Why is Ravi letting them boss him around like that?
Because it's Roxy.
Fair enough.
I'll make this quick.
Ooh, no. Oh, no.
Here's a surprise for later.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
It'll be our little secret.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Downloading a backup copy of herself into actual Roxy,
Maybe?
which means that actual Roxy may not
Oh,
be able to
no.
come back.
That's what they meant when they said the transporters.
It's cracked.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Right?
Oh, no. Oh, no. What's happening? Well, volcano? Why? What? Why? No! What? No, you are dead now!
Actually, they may not have been in vacuum long enough to
That's true. And we couldn't hear them scream because they were in space.
And no one happened to notice the duplicate bodies in the capsules? Apparently
They
not.
hadn't seen them yet.
Let's take it out.
Oh, force field.
Some kind of blast shield. We'll have to go up there. Easy.
Well, come on, morph time.
The whole tower's electrified.
What do we do?
If I find the power shut off, I'll disconnect the electricity.
If you're gonna do that, do it fast. We don't have time
Well,
to wait.
fast is one
I
thing you
gotta
can
start
definitely
fighting
do.
now. I'm half robot, so I might make it.
Maybe? I feel like you'd be more susceptible to the shock. Oof. Ooh.
Hey, what are you doing? Where's the main electrical shutdown? It's an emergency. Down there.
Oh no. This fight! I like this fight. Oh man. The plot has high stakes. We've got super cute emotional anchors. The humor is with Ben and Betty has been on point. References to the continuity.
Oh, does this?
This has been a really
does
strong
Spot count
episode.
as having a death in this Power Rangers?
Rest in peace, Spot. Why? Why turkey hands? Why 3D rendered turkey hands? Why are you doing this to us? Why are you doing this to children? Why did you do that to children? This is Nickelodeon. Why did you just inflict that upon children? Those were CG hands with turkey attributes, and that was wrong. That was a wrong thing to do.
Wait a minute. Did the 1980s just suddenly come back?
They focused so much on what they could do, they didn't stop to think whether they should.
Kids Bop 40.
I will admit, to my understanding, there have been a million remixes of Old Town Road, and I don't think I've heard a single one of them, and I'm okay with that. I really do not know anything about that song, and I'm really okay with that, because apparently it's just everywhere, except anywhere that I've ever listened.
Now even baby dolls have baby tablets.
Baby tablets? What do you mean?
They said that one of them loves playing with their tablet.
Oh, those kind of tablets. Yeah, that's weird.
See, first we had babies with tablets.
Yep.
Now we have baby dolls with tablets, which means that children
It's become normalized to that extent even representations of children in doll form have them.
Are given that she's got a pacifier, a bottle, and a baby tablet.
That's messed up. Dora the Explorer is hitting DVD.
Dora has an unfortunate case of Wizard of Oz going on there.
Where her actress is clearly older than the character should be by, like, a decade.
No, they actually made her a teenager.
Okay, well, yeah, but the original character.
I know, no, but they made the character a teenager. No, I mean, that they are incredibly inconsistent with whether or not they've decided that they need to eliminate her chest.
Fair enough.
They did that in The Wizard of Oz, too. They started off by trying to completely get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then they gave up.
Yeah.
But because they shot anachronically, that involves them appearing and disappearing constantly.
Weird.
You could see it just in the trailer.
I
still have no idea what the point of this commercial is.
Nationwide helps protect everything you see in your brand, every family, every business,
like,
every dream. See, Mrs. Hoffman, Nationwide protects her home.
Why did Peyton Manning create an entire miniature city just because of insurance? Insurance somehow inspired him to create a tiny city, and it's bizarre.
He is protecting the whole city by putting it inside this warehouse.
So,
I'm expecting Warehouse 13 levels of city in a warehouse.
Is Peyton Manning a god now? Do those people actually have, like, their own lives, and he's just sort of their god?
I think so.
That's a weird state
I
of being.
haven't been on the naughty list since preschool.
Good for her. And we're back. Morphin' time.
You should have stayed away, kid. Your robot friend will shock himself into oblivion as I destroy you. Well, my friend taught me a few tricks.
Yeah. There we go. Oh yeah, these guys morph key. Nice.
What are Blaze and Roxy getting up to in there, though?
I am nervous on that. I feel like that might be our lead into the finale with whatever they're doing.
My beast powers. Struzzle, my Morphex is low. Looks like you've only got enough for your cheetah speed. I'll send more if you say please. I don't think so. Hurry, what are you doing? Vargon needs that Morphex, or he could be destroyed. Oh no.
Oh, wouldn't that be tragic?
Oh, I get it. Nothing, really? You traitors. Fortunately, I'm still more than a match for you.
Alright.
Transport. I might not remember being a ranger, but I can still handle a fight. Bring it, kid.
You do seem to have all your muscle memory
Yeah.
intact.
There we go.
Oh,
This is this fight from the Sentai footage that inspired everything regarding Gargoyle. And it's a great fight. He was a monster of the week who just had this one great fight.
And so apparently he deserved more build-up to his one great fight.
Yeah, because it's
he's
like
probably going to be destroyed.
It's like this crazy Matrix super speed fight. Oof. Oh man, Steel is just he's smoldering. Oof.
And yeah, apparently it does have to be continual to keep everybody's memories erased.
Oh, he's got his memory back.
I remember everything now. He did it. Steel, my memories are back. Steel.
Oh, Steel took a bad Steel. Oh no, look at him. Power's going out of his eyes.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He will. He'll be fine.
I mean, yeah, but
he'll be fine.
We don't know how long it'll take for him to be fine.
Great.
They've got the transporters now.
What's the plan for these mega transporters? Oh, well, in case something's wrong with the memory pulse.
What the heck is going on? We were just leaving.
Oy vey. They've got the transporters.
And I think we helped them.
Oh, man. Yeah, there we go. This is great, because he does the run, does the fight, focuses on the sword, and throughout all that, he then catches and merges his blaster into a cannon, and that is just such a great move.
Oh, it's got some of those stripy text effects that we really don't see very much in this show that Beast Morphers love so much.
That Go Busters, you mean?
Yeah, Go Busters love so much.
Oh man, that's it for Gargoyle.
What happened to him? He climbed up the electrified tower to destroy the pulsator.
Is he gonna be okay?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes!
Rangers, we have an incoming Gigadrone. Deploying Zords.
Roger that.
Hey, if anyone can fix your brother, it's you. I believe in you.
We all do.
Yep. Alright.
Oh, look, his lab assistant. Who's decidedly not that.
I wonder, so I guess this will be a Gargoyle-based Gigadrone without any explanation, which, you know what, is like a super minor thing that I'm not really bothered by. There we go. I'm gonna call you Vardrone.
This makes a good excuse for not having the gold and silver Zords in the fight, too.
Oh yeah. But yeah, in the original source material, Gargoyle's counterpart was a metalloid that was created by a toy gun. I like that they're not focusing too heavily on this Gigadrone, because, like, its presence is not tremendously necessary, and there's already enough stuff going on in this episode that deserves our attention. I want to see what happens with Steel.
Reboot sequence. Please work.
Steel? You okay?
Nate,
Yes.
you scared me, buddy. I'm sorry, bro. Hey,
Is the Zord
you know
fight
your
US
memory's
footage?
fixed?
No, I don't think so.
Memory pulsator is
What was that?
The Zord fight's
You're
not
for
US
real,
footage.
Steel?
No.
How you feeling? I'm fine. Oh, but my plan didn't make it. I couldn't take care of little Spot. Stefan told me. But Steel, you saved the entire city on your own while saving me. I did? Really? I'm sorry I didn't think that you could look after a pet.
I still don't think
I
you can
was
look
wrong.
after him.
So, does that mean I can have one?
This is so cute. Please tell me he gets a beetle. Please tell me he gets a beetle.
I
Sorry, Devin. I forgot that.
Oh, right.
Freeze up. My bad.
Why did you get him a dog?
Slow down.
Why would you get him a dog?
He said he wanted a dog. He's been saying he wants a dog.
Of course.
That's
We went to the dog shelter, but
the-
they didn't have any puppies.
Oh.
Wow. Spot really likes you.
No, she's gonna get the dog now. Oh,
Oh, really?
This doesn't make sense.
I know.
Then Lacey, would you like to keep Spot?
This is silly. This is so silly.
This is not how dog rehoming
Time
works.
to give him all the love he needs. But if you do, he's yours.
Thank you.
So
know
you
what?
had a dog for like a day and realized you don't have time for a dog?
This is really silly, but you know what? It's cute. I'll let it ride.
Somebody get Steele a more appropriate pet.
Then Spot
Like
looks
a beetle.
happy, too.
Oh, Pen and Betty. I'd forgotten about that.
Hi, guys. The transporter should finally run out of Morphers. Crazy. You wouldn't believe the places we've been.
Can we go again?
No way.
Oh man.
You know, that.
Ooh, so what's going on now?
3 mega transporters delivered to you by us.
But we needed 4.
Favorite avatars.
Stealing them from the
I mean, 3 was all it took the first time.
risky, but hey, it's what we do.
Did you sabotage the stasis pod?
Yes. The next phase of our plan is ready.
Blaze and Roxy stepping up. Oh man, what's gonna happen? This is a good cliffhanger. Oh man. Like the bit where Steele gets the dog and then gives it away. Okay, that was silly. But like overall,
Yes, he did just give the dog to some needy 9-year-old.
that was
Also, you know, just because there was no dogs at the shelter today,
yeah, I know.
because we went to adopt a dog, but there weren't any. Oh, well then take mine.
I'm just gonna roll with it. He shouldn't have gotten a dog. He shouldn't have gotten a dog. Like, when your Red Ranger has a weakness to dogs, why would you get a dog? That feels like a fundamental, like,
It could be
error in
worse.
judgment. And
I
I'm
mean,
just
dogs
gonna
are
roll with
classic
it.
pets, so I could see how he might forget that and all that business. I mean, it's not like he got a pet chicken.
Like, I want him to get a pet beetle.
That would be adorable.
Because it would make sense with, you know, his powers.
And you know what? You could live in the lab, in
And-
a little terrarium.
And he had one in the Sentai too.
That's true.
So it's totally appropriate. And I know that there's a plot line
Yeah.
involving that beetle.
I don't like how that went with the dog either, Richard
Yeah.
Soup.
But I liked pretty much like the whole rest of the
The
episode.
whole rest of it.
This was
Including Spot.
this
the
was a
little- the
great
calla lily.
episode. This was a genuinely great episode
I love
that ended on some great stakes. Like if this manages to deliver with the finale, I would say that this season outpaces Dino Charge for the best season of the decade.
Nice.
So I'm fingers crossed that they stick the landing with the finale, because this was a really solid episode. We had great stakes, we had great fights, we had great humor, good heart, and good cliffhanger.
Turkey hand commercial bumper. Why?
Yeah, that was awful.
Agreed.
But that wasn't the fault of the episode. But yeah, I'm genuinely like invested now in what's going to happen to the original Blaze and Roxy. Like,
Well-
what did they do to them?
It only looks like they did something to original Roxy.
Possibly.
Well,
I'm
even
not sure.
when they went back to the footage of them in the thing, they again focused on Roxy and
Right.
zoomed in on the key drive in Roxy.
Right. But we don't know if whatever that key drive is doing will only affect Roxy, or if it'll affect Blaze too, because I believe that Evox did say stasis pods. I could be wrong. I would need to double check.
You want Zooger next because female Blue and White Ranger and cubes.
I am curious to see what they do after Beast Morphers. I expect that we'll find out within the next 6 months.
Planning on
Um,
making a Tokyo adaptation discussion as to can it be dark.
I mean, absolutely.
That's true. Vargoyle could come back in season 2 since Danganronpa got a second version.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that. But yeah, I felt like Vargoyle was solid, was effectively used.
Mm-hmm.
He had a little trilogy of episodes, which is a great expansion that was done just to really amp up the stakes of what was otherwise just a really well choreographed fight that was more intense than really seemed appropriate for the situation in Go Busters, where it's like, oh, this is a great fight. It's just a random monster of the day, but it's a great fight, and they made this villain.
They made it worth it. They gave it more proper build up.
Yeah. Everything's actually been tying together rather well this season. Vargoyle was, foreshadowed way back in like the second episode.
Yep.
We had that 2-part arc with the Fury Cells that foreshadowed Vargoyle because he showed up the next episode looking for his Fury Cells.
He was name dropped in like the third.
Yeah, the second episode.
Second episode.
Yeah. I believe it was the second episode. Maybe.
He was name dropped real early.
And so I'm glad that he did get used, as sort of the big build up into the finale, because that's where I feel like we're at now. I feel like we've successfully set things up for a 2-part finale. They have the transporters that were the things
you mean Kamen Rider?
Mask Rider was a thing, but just finding to chat on that. But they got the transporters that were originally used to banish Evox, and now he has them, and he should be able to return using those same transporters.
Yeah.
All he needs is, I presume, enough Morphex to activate them. And then he's out of the Cyberverse.
Well,
and that's a great way to solve that challenge.
If the one that Ben and Betty were moving is any indication, they're fueled up and ready to go.
That's true. That one was fueled up, which means the rest probably were too. Yeah, he's gonna come on in, and I don't know what he's gonna do. Because
bad things. He's gonna do bad things.
One of the things I want out of these final 2 episodes is to establish, hopefully, what Evox is. We've been tying things back to the early episodes quite a bit as of late, with the tie-in to Rangers can't
Banish
date.
thy Rangers from their dimension.
Yeah, Rangers can't date was a thing that we focused on for an episode after it being introduced in the premiere. Vargoyle came in after being introduced in like the second episode, or name dropped in the second episode. We've got these, the stasis pods are being referenced back to in a more meaningful way plot wise, as opposed to just, moping Ravi, which is really the only thing the stasis pods have been used for.
Where's like
active reference to Blaze and Roxy being the...
What about Blaze and Roxy's family?
I don't know, man. I'm sure they had waivers. I'm not sure. But, so, considering how we're tying things back into so much stuff with the premiere, I'm really hoping that we'll address where Evox came from.
Yeah.
Like, I want that, and...
What is the origin of Evox?
I have had no real faith in the idea that we might get an origin for Evox, just because the writing in previous seasons hasn't given me that reassurance that would be something that they would explore. But we're getting a lot of callbacks to a lot of different things as of late, to the extent that I think it's actually reasonable to hope for now that we would get more of an elaboration on what Evox is, because if he's going back into the real world in the next episode, which right now there's not really any barrier to that, then we should be able to see more meaningfully what he's capable of, and hopefully that'll indicate, more of what he is.
I mean, maybe their parents wouldn't necessarily find out that they're missing, but I'm pretty sure when I was in college, if my parents didn't hear from me for months on end, they would have got a little worried.
Yeah.
Actually, my mom would have gotten worried a lot faster than that. But...
Oh yeah, it would have been just a few days, really. But yeah, Blaze and Roxy's families really are just sort of a
my mom worked at the
that has
college
not
I
been
went to,
addressed.
so that changes things a little. But your family would have noticed if you didn't contact them in a while, right?
Yeah.
You traveled far away for college, and they would have noticed.
Yeah. If I didn't call, like I generally call my parents once a week. And if I didn't, they would probably have assumed that I just got busy.
But if you didn't, and then you didn't, and then you didn't,
like if
you missed a couple weeks in a row.
If like 2 weeks went by without hearing from me, and after the first week, they probably would have tried to reach out to me. After the second week, they probably would be more concerned.
And that's about when I used to work at the switchboard in the school, answering the main trunk line for the university, and we'd have parents call because they couldn't get a hold of their kids. Yeah. And the only thing would be is because they're grown adults. The only thing we can do is offer to send campus officer to do a welfare check, in which case the only thing we can tell you is yes, they're alive.
I did like that that we got a call back to Devin's weakness, even if it was very silly. Like, it's one of those things where it was such a minor logic flaw that I'm not really all that bothered by it, honestly.
Yeah, it's one thing to hand wave alien villains. It's another when it's a virus, which presumably has a creator.
Yeah. Like, computer viruses don't just...
happen.
Yeah, generally speaking.
They don't. No, never speaking. They don't.
Well, I'm trying to refer to in fiction. Like... Yeah, it should be something that was created by someone.
The only way you accidentally create a virus is if you create
an AI that goes bad.
A learning machine of some sort.
Right.
So it would need to be able to self-edit.
Yeah. Like, the big question from the first episode was how Evox got behind the firewall without anyone noticing, like where he came from. What is he?
Where did it come from? Where did it go? Where did it come from? Snaky Evox virus.
Because, you know what? It's entirely possible that maybe we will just defeat Evox at the end of this season.
Wouldn't be it wouldn't be entirely out of line with the source material.
Yeah. And then, just have
this is not a magic season
for the next season. So yeah, I want to see what they. I'm looking forward to seeing how this season wraps up, and looking forward to seeing what they do for the second season. Like,
what's this whole season? I think this is the second time you've started something by saying, "All right, the whole too silly for Power Rangers."
Just certain things are too silly for Power Rangers. I guess they're just referring to why certain things don't get adapted, or don't get recognized and things like that. But yeah, I'm genuinely excited for whatever's coming for this finale when we get there, because we've still got 2 episodes left.
Mm-hmm.
And they've set it up real nice right now. Like, but it's a two phase, setup of the threat to the original Blaze and Roxy, and Evox having a means of escaping the Cyberverse at the same time. And this isn't, the penultimate episode. This is the lead-in to the penultimate episode.
Refusing to use names for objects like the fork and the cotton candy machine. Well, the fork was weird because they went and they gave it a different name, but the cotton candy machine,
they gave it a name.
That's what I said. The fork was weird because they gave it a different name.
But they also gave the cotton candy machine a name.
Oh, they did?
Yes. That's why I said, no, they gave it a name when you said they didn't.
What was its name?
It was Shockatron.
So sick.
They called it Shockatron. So it was Spikatron for the fork monster and Shockatron for the cotton candy monster.
I was watching it. I was just apparently too sick to notice.
I think this episode might be... I like how we've been saying, like, a fair bit so far in this second half of the season. Like, we keep saying, this might be the best episode of the season.
It's a stark contrast to our reaction
to the last...
What might be the worst Sentai I've ever watched.
Oh, Rita Soldier's been rough. Rita Soldier's been really rough. I like... Ryu Soldier has been the most actively frustrating Sentai that I've watched. I've watched. I think it's maybe my eighth. This might be my 8th Sentai, but it is probably the most frustrating that I've watched so far.
It'd be cool if when Blaze and Roxy go back to normal, they could be like the A Squad from SPD. I mean, maybe, or they may just find other careers since this job is taken. Or we don't know what this sabotage is going to do to them or their ability to actually be Rangers in the future. This could wind up like permanently messing them up.
We've got this is such a stark contrast to Ninja Steel, where I kept feeling like, okay, what's going to happen next? Because right now
nothing's happening.
There's nothing happening, and there's literally nothing set up to happen. Yeah. Like the second half of Ninja Steel felt almost entirely superfluous after a fairly thin first season. Yes. Whereas with this one right now, again, I have no idea what they're going to be doing for the second season, but the first season has been they've really set up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like outside of the immediate cliffhangers of this episode with the 2-part plan by Blaze and Roxy, which really did a good job to kind of recover their their prestige as villains after being shown up by Vargoyle for the last couple episodes, which I felt was good. It
R.I.P. Nada.
It gave them a reason to step up their game, which I think that was a very nice pour one out for Spot.
Nada.
Spot 2.
Spot 2. I can't though because
it's empty.
Empty, and also it's struck up.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's method of working with the character arcs of Blaze and Roxy has been really effective. So Vargoyle didn't just feel like another monster who just happened to stick around a little bit longer. He felt like he had story purpose. Mm-hmm. He enabled the story to proceed and the development of the other villain characters. And that's great. That's what, awesome. Like, you can't say that about Brax or Tynaman or Badana or any of the villains who were introduced during the second half of Ninja Steel. And Vargoyle was around shorter than any of them. He was only around for 3 episodes, but he made so much more of an impact. And he had so much more of a purpose behind him.
There's a cat behind Jake you can't see.
I'm
petting the cat.
And what do we get? Everyone ignores the fact that Ravi nearly murdered Zoe in episode 2. Yeah, Ravi's powers haven't really freaked out in a while, and Zoe just occasionally makes reference to carrots.
Ravi lately, it seems like you just see him with like his minifan.
Yeah, which I mean, it's nice that they do that, but it would be nice also if they actually made more reference to his, Berserker Gorilla mode. The Devon thing this week was just silly. It was cute, but it was silly. But the humor surrounding Ben and Betty was so
funny this time.
But back to my previous train of thought in terms of things that have been set up. We don't. It wasn't just the the development of the villain characters that we got. It wasn't just the cliffhangers that we got for next week, but at this stage, we still have the lingering plot threads of Devon's relationship with his dad, Ravi's relationship with his mom, Ravi's relationship with Roxy. To a small extent, Devon's rivalry with Blaze, but that's pretty minor. The romance between Zoe and Nate. All of these being just, different character arcs that are still in progress. And I don't feel like, I don't feel like they're going to wrap them up in the next 2 episodes.
Not going to happen.
But it would be interesting to see if those all got to sort of turning points in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Because they have been moving forward with those.
Except the spanking. Yeah.
That was a little.
Yeah,
that was a little much. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We know that they're almost certainly going to get more power-ups in the next season. And there are some things happening next season that I'm sure you guys know about that MJ does not, so we won't spoil that. But I know that those episodes will be interesting. But yeah, in terms of the story for the next season, I'm really curious to see what ends up getting set up in this next episode, in these next 2 episodes. Because our assumption early on, when we first heard about Vargoa, was, he'll probably be the villain for season 2.
Obviously not, though, because he's dead now.
No, they've been burning through the story much more quickly than that. They haven't just been spinning their wheels.
Which is fantastic.
There was a little bit of filler section there in the middle, which is where it should be, but the filler section progressed the characters for the most part.
Yes.
And they never stayed pure filler for more than an episode or 2.
Nope.
Which is the right way to handle filler.
This is how you filler.
I like to be just, excited for Power Rangers. And I'd say this episode, probably more than any episode this season, has gotten me excited for Power Rangers. And it's so nice to have that feeling again. It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
There have definitely been plenty of episodes that I have enjoyed, and episodes that have piqued my interest. But not too many episodes that have gotten me quite so actively excited and invested in seeing what happens next. And this episode did that. And that is great. And it did it through referencing past episodes, through bringing forth good character development and good character moments, with good humor, good action, solid. This is what I want to see, this is what I want to see from the Hasbro Power Rangers
Y'all are nailing it.
This is what I want.
Y'all are nailing it.
I feel like they're coming into their own right now, and I really want to believe that this is not an anomaly, and that this is what we can expect moving forward. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I have been saying, and throughout, even while I've been frustrated across the course of the last few years, I have been saying all throughout, hey, these writers do seem to slowly be learning how to do this show. They definitely had stumbling blocks. They definitely had issues that they didn't quite know how to tackle.
And they may have also been heavily influenced by an old man who really likes farts.
Yes. But I feel like this may very well be them finally coming into their own, which is fantastic. And I'm, I've chatted with... I've chatted with Becca Barnes online plenty of times in the past, and, she always seems like a delightful person. I've really been rooting for her and Alwyn to, you know, really kind of come into their own, and
I think they are.
and I think they might be finally doing so, and I feel like, you know, this is also, you know, the Chip is getting back into his groove again after having kind of a hiccup during Ninja Steel, because I believe that he,
Wow, Becca Barnes, really?
oh yeah, as far as me chatting with her, I guess.
Oh, Twitter.
Yeah, she's available on Twitter, and she's very nice.
She's actually very personable.
She loves her cat very, very much, and it's adorable.
Yeah, that's most of her Twitter.
Yes.
It's their cat. And then every now and then something really cool, like that short film she made.
Yeah, she does like little claymation films and whatnot, and it's super cute.
You should really check out her Twitter.
So
because sometimes when you add her, she actually talks back.
Yeah. Like I would say with regards to Ninja Steel, looking at the first season, it was reasonably paced and structured. It felt like the second season of Dino Charge got a little unbalanced. Oh! Firefox crashed. Restore session. Hopefully we'll come right back. Let's see what happens. We've come right back before. Hopefully we come right back again.
They can still see us.
They can? Oh, great. Fantastic. I was nervous there.
So.
Okay.
They were watching us the whole time, Jay.
Cool. Even though it crashed on our end. Alright, but yeah. With Ninja Steel, they had the structure down during the first season, which they didn't quite have the seasonal structure down for the second half of Dino Charge, and I felt like that was the issue there. But I felt like they really did struggle with the filler episodes during the second season. And now they're just kind of using all the tools they picked up with all these, you know, the past 3 years of working on Power Rangers, and are finally bringing it together in all the ways that we've been kind of pushing for,
hoping for,
during the course of doing these live reactions. What?
Guys, look at the cat. Frankie just can't. Oh. This is what we mean when we say Frankie just can't.
He just face plants into the couch. With regards to the color saturation in Ninja Steel and Dino Charge, I don't know what that issue was. I have no real insight into what that problem was, but idea. They do seem to have been aiming for more colorful aesthetics with Beast Morphers, which has been good. Joseph, we are just getting to wrapping up right now.
Yeah, we're kind of closing down here.
So sorry that you came in so late in the game.
Kind of like, no, you may not enter the store even if you have 5 things to get.
It's been a very long day. I've had to move a lot of furniture. Although I there is a certain fondness for this piece of furniture. So I think it's about time to call it a night. As always, I will try and be present on the Power Ranger Discord if anyone wants to join me over there. It's the Power Ranger Discord where Power Rangers is spelled with no vowels. You should be able to search and find it easy.
Chris, Joseph is a kid. He probably couldn't have, even if he had his...
Right.
It's not a matter of a reminder. It's a matter of your parents say you're going to someone else's house for dinner. You're going to someone else's house for dinner.
Yeah. All right. So I think that should be a wrap for us for this week. This is such a palate cleanser from dealing with Ryu Soldier, which, I mean, Ryu Soldier has its ups and downs, but we have not been as pleased with Ryu Soldier as we have with Beast Morphers, and this episode hit all the right notes, I'd say, for both of us. So let's keep it rolling. let's nail this finale. Let's keep it rolling, keep it good, keep it strong. So until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you.
I said flower.
Spot! I think that's a good place to end it on. Have a great night, guys, and have a happy Thanksgiving.